Hello everyone, and it's welcome to the final pre-season race for mid-gear here at RPM and Esports, and well, got a 15 driver grid. I hopefully will be joined by Backer later on, but he's let's how to put it, having some issues getting on, I guess, is the best way of putting it. Few drivers already getting out there. Al here, the Red Bull is who we're on with. He's the first out. I think the other Red Bull also out as well, both on softs. So right now we'll get the I'll get the live stream up so I can chat with everyone who is watching, which should only take a few seconds. But also got some interesting questions that were in the press room, which we'll go through during the qualifying and during the session. Right now we'll probably focus on some of the qualifying stuff, where a lot seemingly let's have a look. Al, who were actually on board with, saying a 1:07 if he's lucky. Now that would be an absolute belter of a time for mid-gear, so we'll see if he can do that off board right now, but we'll slam on board, getting close to the wall, but that's of course taking as much as possible out of it. We probably need that. Trying to free up the space on the seat, but here we go. The second of the DRS straights through what is a very difficult corner to control. All the curves, which is where you usually would pick up your time in Canada, in previous games, and even in real life, a lot more, let's say, a lot more difficult to keep control. And the big back straight now for Al. Let's see if he can do exactly what he said he would like to do. Maybe on his first run, DRS again, taking him to the line, and it's a 1:09.4, which is still a good time. A lot of invalidations already. Actually, I think Jetfish also invalidated, and the other Red Bull, so not quite doing what he was expecting. So we'll watch. Oh, they've got yellows. I think that's slow car letting another car back through though, so let's not get too worried about that. Not quite yet anyway. A lot of cars coming across each other at the moment, but you'd expect that in such a small grid. So I'm going to one wing, saying good luck to everyone. I'm sure everybody will be happy with that. Yaman putting in the fastest time in the Alpine that we just missed. So Luke and yeah, Shaq hoping that Backer makes it out okay. Yep, we all do. Got it open to a party, so we would hope that he can join fairly soon, if at all. Mediums though for Big Puggy, and that's 6th place on the mediums, not to match his teammate of course, who is second with a 1:09.3 on the mediums. Some quick times with the Ferrari of Rishi taking up pole position at the moment. Now some fast drivers still out there, some invalidations out there as well. Always Rick won't be too happy with that. 2 invalidations on 2 runs. yeah, there's to be fair, and there's always Rick, another validation. Yeah, it does seem like we're still having lobby issues, unfortunately, in the recent game. One of the drivers, just like me last week, unable to join the race now because of server problems. I was just about getting out of the way from the Mercedes that was coming through there. It's actually really quick and fast. We take a quick, gonna try and get as much information through from what the driver said about qualifying before qualifying, but we got mediums. Now yeah, it looks like people weren't quite sure of the times. I think Dragos, who is out or has set a time, we're on board with Corn right now, but Dragos is in the pits right now. No, actually he's on an in-lap, saying that he wanted a 9.5. Well, he's a bit behind that at the moment, so he'll be hoping to improve a bit later. Let's just see coming through is Crone. Don't want to talk over his final part of the lap, and it's a 110 flat, nearly sub 110. And always wrecked with his issues. He says he could definitely get a 108, or at least that would be great. So yeah, there are just a few things. Protec, who hasn't made it unfortunately, but if he was racing, just for Evil Master to know, he would want to beat Evil Master as his benchmark for quality. I think that's meaning throughout the season, so a little bit on the rearward there. He actually wants top 10. Right now he's top 1. But here's someone that was looking for a 07, not quite there as of yet in the Red Bull, but it's a purple first sector and taking as much carb as possible at the Red Bull. Second run, of course, fresh softs though, so we'll see what he can pull off. And he almost pulled off a part of his front wing. He might have even done so. Not quite. I think he just about got away with it, but he slowed it down. Must have lost some time. No real surprise. Cosmo. Oh, actually, Jetfish, who invalidated first run, he puts in a 108.5. He's really beaten, actually very quickly there, by quite some margin, 7/10. Let's go back to Cosmo's on old softs actually. He's going to be pitting. Puggy also on old mediums. It's actually Marco who puts in a new time in his McLaren. And let's, as it's been mentioned, go Evil Master, who unfortunately is invalidated and struggled to get through that corner. Yeah, the Red Bulls are looking quick, and really if Al can get a solid time without that little nick on the wall, just losing the rear of the car. To be fair, I think this could be a Red Bull 1-2 in quali, but you never know with the race, anything can happen. I think, yeah, always Rick out in softs. He's thrown away the chance to go on mediums, unlike the Williams pair at the moment. Although, considering that's 4 laps for Big Puggy, I do not think he'll be. It's not the greatest amount of wear to take out of your tyres in qualifying. Yes, so always Rick at the back of the circuit now. Just done the hairpin, and not bad. Now he's going to come flying down this back straight. This will be where I think most drivers will be hoping to set up an overtake and get it done on the straight, not in the braking zone. And over does it always, reckon that will invalidate both laps, I'm sure, the next one as well. So yeah, as you can see, the track stays red on the track marker, so none of these laps are going to count now. Let's see, a 10th and a half up for Deck. He's in the McLaren, as you can see. Let's see how he takes the chicane. Very nicely takes the chicane, and now he takes a run to the line. Not the shortest run, but it's a huge improvement. 7/10 and up to 6th. He got yellow flags. I think that again was people slowing down for those on fast laps. Huss coming through and invalidates on the exit of the chicane. Looking at Krone, he's invalidated as well. Dragos coming through and invalidates on the same stretch of tarmac, or I guess not tarmac since he cut the corner officially, as Deck. No, it wasn't Deck, was it? He set a time. So Al's out there, but maybe we'll get a fully clean lap on with the Red Bull. Running up to what is turn 3. Getting a good exit, not smashing the wall, which is good start. It's purple according to the game. Here, through to, you need to get a good run, make this DRS straight count through the corner, get that good exit and use the slipstream seemingly as well from Jetfish, who now dives out the way. Not quite, but he shouldn't be affecting the lap from where he is. And now braking into the hairpin, taking a wide angle in to get the best exit out, and run to the wall of Champions chicane. Hopefully we don't see anyone hitting the wall, but we've seen a lot of people taking the too much curb, these orange curbs. Here we go, perfectly taken. Maybe not the quickest, but it means it isn't invalidated. Shortest run to the line, and it's a 1091 and into second place for the Red Bull. It is 1-2 at the moment. Richie coming back in after invalidating, actually. Would think it could stay the same. Of course, though, we've got a quick running Alpine here, who might upset the party. He actually does. An 08, second man under the 109s, and it's an 08.9, 2/10, not even 2/10, but quicker than the second of the Red Bulls. So let's have a look. Oh, Cosmo and Haas. He's going running through. What can his time be? It's not an improvement. Well, we have got yellows, and it's Evil Master, I think. That's a weird angle. But I think there was yellows for Evil Master. Looking at Nath, I think he's... Oh yeah, just starting his lap actually. And Jetfish, sorry, missed that. Jetfish goes and improves by another half, a 10th and a half. Take it a 1:8.3. Cracking lap times there for the Red Bulls, just split by the Alpine. Is that Jetfish moving slowly out of fuel, I think. So you'll have to be a bit careful. Let's see. You can find someone on a fast lap. That's a fast lap, alright, from us. Cosmo, yes, that's who we were on board with, just about making that chicane, taking a lot of speed into it. And it's an improvement this time. It's 3/10 up to 7th place in the Haas. It's going to be a start of a lap for the second of the Williams driver. Hi there, Boris. I hope you can enjoy the race with us. Only 3.5 minutes nearabouts left of qualifying. That's probably as much as you're going to get away with cutting this third corner, and as close as you'll get to the wall without having your wheel off. So probably the most speed you could probably carry through there. So good job by the Williams driver, taking DRS into this chicane. Basically loads of chicanes in Canada, loads of braking zones. I can see, basically you can see the difference between the run throughs, that hairpin where the Red Bulls seem to make a lot of time. it's definitely decided to slow down as the Williams. Can't really put my finger on why. I did miss Marco. He's going second, the third driver to go under the 109 mark, just into second as well. So we'll get a flurry of action soon. Evil Master has managed to put in a time of 109.3. We might want to go to Always Rick. Again, invalidating. He just can't seem to keep the car on the track. Which is causing a whole host of issues for him, because he could end up starting 15th. And yeah, it's definitely possible to qualify badly and have a great race. Especially Canada, where you do have 3 DRS zones and braking points, a lot of braking points as well, but it's not the easiest still to overtake, with those braking points for the most part being really tight or really fast chicanes. Yeah, Jet is definitely a beast here, but let's see, I want to watch Always Rick. No, that's not going to be good. And that will be damage. And that will be Always Rick. I don't think we can see the damage in comms, which is a bit stupid, but I can, yeah, he's definitely going to have damage, I'm sure. If he doesn't, then I don't really understand why. 2.5 tenths there by Huss, just cut the end of that. The second of the Ferraris today is Rishi that's doing a good job. And yeah, just about getting away with that as well. One Wing says he can't wait for the race tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be with you there as well around Canada. I actually really love this track, but it's getting to grips with it with the new game might be interesting. I think we're going to stay on board with us. I'm assuming Always Rick didn't get damaged since he finished, but I can't imagine that I imagine he really should have got damaged, so lucky break there for Always Rick. But still, it's only 12, and that's not very good. Those behind him in the pits will not improve, and it's as much outside curb as much as you can take there for Huss to put himself up to 8th. Crone, he's invalidated, trying to find someone that's on a fast lap that isn't done, and that's actually the other Ferrari, although may have been held up by the Mercedes there, definitely not intentionally, but yeah, there's a chance that he may have been slightly impeded with the time. We'll see, really. Oh, and there's your first crash. That's definitely a front wing off. Not that we can see it. Always Rick in the pits, and is Deck going? I don't know if he's on a fast or slow lap. He's got DRS going, so we'll watch that. Taking the final chicane. There's your yellow flags for the Ferrari, but blasting through anyway is Deck. 3 tenths improvement. We can be very sure that in real life that would be that would probably be a yeah, not slowing down for yellow flags, it would probably be put down as, but yeah, just actually coming very slowly to the line to finish his lap backwards. Okay, this is going to be awkward for the AI. Yeah, 5-point turn. Eventually, yep. There we go. AI gets that car out of there. Right, so we will go through the results of the qualifying. So it's Jetfish, no surprises there in the end. What is a surprise is Al. down in 5th, separated by Krohn, who managed to get in a lap, Marco and Yemen. All those 4 under the 109 barrier. Al just above it, 5th. Dex 6th, Rishi 7th, Williams in 8th, Huss and mediums, by the way, Huss 9th, Evil Master 10th, Cosmo 11th, Rick 12th, Puggy 13th. So, we'll quickly be getting into the race now. We wait. We wait for drivers to select their strategies. So, I'll tell you this right now. For those that are actually able to race, the majority of them saying top 5. Al saying top 5. Rishi saying top 5. Prodic actually said P1, but unfortunately he's not. He's not here. Again, always Rick says top 5, as he feels really comfortable around Canada. Qualifying didn't quite say that. Puggy saying top 10, but yeah, that definitely is a chance. Shack Attack also says top 5. Evil Master says top 10 and hates Canada. Well, he's 10th now, so you could pull that off. The others saying top 5. Dragos saying top 10 as well, so hopefully for him he could do. So yeah. The majority of drivers saying they want a top 5 finish. Now, not all of them are going to get a top 5 finish, and I've left you waiting long enough to show you the tyre choices. So Dragos starting at the back with mediums, Buggy on the mediums, and Cosmo on mediums. Always Rick and Nath, will start on the softs from outside the top 10. Williams in the top 10 will start mediums as well as they qualified on the rest on the softs. I'm going to predict a 2-stop strategy for everyone, I think, because the hards in this game in general are shocking. And honestly, you'd probably be quicker doing a 2-stop. But we'll see. Could do a medium hard, I'm sure, but I think it'll be either 2 stints softs and a medium, or soft and 2 medium stints. It really depends what the drivers, how many tyres and how much wear he's got from qualifying, and how much they can control that tyre wear overall. But I do think it'll be a 2-stop. So we wait. There you go, the lights. They're going. 5 lights. And it's a drive-through, unfortunately, for Nath at the back, but it's away we go at the front. Wait, whoa, did Marco not get off the start well? Or is that just a glitch? No, it's a glitch, thank goodness for the McLaren. He's still up there. And it looks like we have a solid start. Side by side there though, and I think they survived that. Just about. I wish this glitch was fell, and then the McLarens. Is that both McLarens? I think we've got a few issues there. Who's that off to the side? It's oh, Williams. I'd always wreck into the wall. As well, we've seen that just in front. Well, that got hairy around. What is it? Turn 4, turn 5, and it's always wreck that doesn't survive the first lap. Let's see who has. Now we've got the virtual safety car out for poor Rex car. Nate can't even take his drive-through, then let's see. Yeah, Marco, he was the car we seen having major issues as well. That's the Williams that we've seen around then as Big Puggy. A few people losing loads of possessions. Al's dropped a couple. Evil Master's made up 4. He's always seems to be there to just take advantage of those issues. Maybe he's just managed to avoid what's happened. The top 3 managed to. Dex moved up a few places. Obviously, Nath's managed to avoid it, strangely enough. But it's not. Whoa, that's a big back off from Cosmo. Maybe under that. Oh, and that's actually allowed the Williams to get through, and Nate really going for it there, but he was not going to make it. Well, Rex lucky it's still pre-season, to be fair, so he'll be okay. Is that... Oh, it's really deep actually from the Alpine. Surprised it was only those... Oh, that was again wayward for the Mercedes. But yeah man, right behind, but not close enough to take advantage of that slide. Hopefully the... hopefully they'll be fixing it into the pit, serving as drive-through, and obviously these two are not as far behind as it says. Hopefully that will fix itself. But yeah, 3 really involved in carnage at the beginning. Marco at one point facing backwards. So we'll see exactly what happened. We've got a cheater for Rishi who is behind the McLaren of Deck. Just not having the best of it. Is that me? I think yellows again, but yeah, you seem to be struggling just about keeping it there. So here we go, Alpine on Mercedes. Now where did we see that recently? It was the other way around actually, just a few weeks ago, and oh, Evil Master slides that up the inside of Al, but luckily for Al, he should have the better run, although used too much ERS, or overtake I should say. Cosmo gets overtaken by the Williams, making his way back through. There's a bit of a gap opening up us kind of in a no man's land, not quite close enough to the top. But DRS now obviously activated. Let's see. Oh no, Rishi's either lost it or had contact. Oh, and just about squeezing through some of the cars. So that's not great for the Ferrari. But oh, and Nathan fixing his car, there must have been contact with the barrier, where I did see yellow flag, so I wasn't quite wrong. Missed what happened, of course, though. Up that comes on Yemen, and the Alpine gets past nicely on the Mercedes, but better run. Actually, the other Mercedes seems to have got issues. Is that right? Oh no, it might be the other Alpine. Oh, it's Nath again, actually. And the... yeah, it couldn't have been the other Alpine. The more that I think about it. I'm watching the other Alpine. So, yeah, here we go. And Nath already about to be lapped by his teammate. That's not going to be very positive for him. Makes way for both cars. Dragos 3 second time penalty, sorry, for multiple warnings. And yeah, Bright not in the chat, not happy that Rishi is now all the way down in 13th, which is not good for him. Marco obviously won't be entirely happy where he's ended up, but you know what? this is what I mean. We want to set up the pass. That was stupid to really keep it lunged in there. That's just going to lose you more time. You're best just giving up that position at that point. And I think Dick may have just got overtaken by 2 cars. It's Al's got past him and Evil Master got past him as well. It's a 3-second time penalty as well for him. It's Evil Master, for saying he doesn't like Canada, seems to be getting the move on at this track and not really having much of a problem with it. He'll have DRS because he's got Nate right in front of him, so nothing to really worry about for there. But he does have the fast moving Red Bull of Al right behind him, and he's going to go for it into the hairpin. No, he backs out before the hairpin. Is that? Nope, it's not. Unfortunately, it's Nathan again having issues, I think. Or was it one of the... Actually, it might have been one of the Williams, but never mind that at the moment, because Al's just got past the Evil Master, and there we go. First to the pitters though. First to the pitters, where I think it's a planned pit stop. It's onto the mediums for Yaman. So that's saying that I'm right about the 2-stop idea, at least for that Alpine. So Dick seems to be losing a tiny bit of ground in the dirty air. There's Evil Master still hanging on. Oh no, he's not hanging on now. Oh. Did Dick get through that? I think he did. And just trying to get back round. Evil Master says he doesn't like the track, and actually that is kind of allowed. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, Yemen, who just pitted, he's already back up to 7th. That kind of opened the gap up. Evil Master having that instant, just trying to get his bearings. Dragos having to avoid him. Yemen taking advantage and going right round. Was that and overtaking the yellow flag? Maybe. So we've got Mercedes and McLaren into the pits. That's Cron and Dick into the pits. And us seemingly struggling there. Had very little in the way of ERS. What's happened here? Oh, that's going to be close. And Cron's actually done a really good job to still come out ahead of Yemen, but that was really close. They ended up side by side. Evil Master into the pits. Clearly must have got damage. No, it might have even been his pit stop. Maybe that tyre wear that I was talking about just caught him out when he was coming through the chicane and he got spun. It's very likely that might be the case. Here's the battle though that we're watching. It's Alpine again on Mercedes, and both really quick drivers. Jet into the pits, and so is his teammate, double stacking at Red Bull, but there is such a gap. Haas also into the pits too. Big close in there from the Alpine, but the gap seemingly too big to deal with. Now let's see where people come out. Cosmo's still out there as he started on the mediums and hasn't died like most of the others that started on the mediums outside the top 10. Speeding in the pit lane, penalty for Big Puggy, and overtake incoming for Jetfish to retake the lead. Cosmo not fighting that one at all. Well, this could get interesting. Well, the Alpine teammates kinda help out here just a little bit. Just leaving the door there, using ERS here to make sure close enough for the... Oh, and actually his teammate gives him a bit of a nudge. But yeah, using a lot of ERS to keep close, and I think there might be a launch of attack. Who's got the better straight line speed? Amazingly, it's the Mercedes, even with the DRS on the Alpine. Yeah, he'll keep the position with that going on. I think he'll need to be much closer to do anything with that. So Marco, he'll be disappointed after having a good, after having a good qualifying. Gets caught up in an incident on lap 1, and that could have been the end of the race. He managed to pick it back up, and he's into 10th and chasing out down Rishi, who actually was having a good race until I think he spun a bit later on in the race. I say I think he spun because I don't think there was any touch or any collision that caused that. Really deep there, Marco, into the chicane, so that'll cause some him to drop back. You would have thought so, but yeah, he's getting back into that DRS place now. Shakavili struggling as well. Both Williams even struggling at this point. Jetfish setting the fastest lap in his Red Bull. I think we might get Backer because I've just seen that he's joined the session. So we'll see in a second. But at the moment we watch the three-way battle for 2 podium positions, second and third. At the moment, of course, Cosmo will definitely still have to pit. It could be that he is pushing on to try and do that one stop, but cannot. Oh, there's a big dive from Krone, and Yemen takes advantage and sends it as well. And if I'm right, just as we're watching this this fight, I think Backer's just joined us, if I'm right. Maybe not quite yet. But we continue watching the battle, and it's definitely an interesting one with the more wear, more flaps on Cosmo's tyres. He'll be probably start dropping off of this, so it will become a battle for first and second. But if Cosmo is going for a one stop, he might just drag himself into it. Let's have a look at the penalties as Nath actually picks up his first penalties, although he's way behind everyone else, unfortunately for him. A couple of 3-second penalties, it seems like they're not picking up as much of an issue, especially the last game where you could get a lot of people would get quite a lot of penalties. So yeah. Again, the support for Rishi in the chat. In fairness, I think Rishi's probably slightly annoyed at the moment with the spin that he had. So, but there we go. Yeah, actually, Cosmo in now, and I don't think that's going to be a one-stop then. Deck then takes second. Yeah, it's another set of mediums. It's medium, soft that Cosmo is doing. Which makes it's decent strategy, I think, and I do think that there's two people on hards. That's Nath, who's completely out of this at this point, and Big Puggy and the Williams on hards. These guys clearly just hoping for a safety car to kind of bring it back together, although that won't even help Nath as he's been lapped by the leaders. So going quiet now. So we actually got a bit of downtime, a bit of gaps. I say that, and then the Alpine of Yemen just closes right back in on Krone in the Mercedes. So we'll see exactly where this will be going. This is our closest battle on the track, and it has to be for a podium. Now these guys are actually were pulling in and starting to catch Jet a little, but that gap is now starting to grow again. It's now at 7+ seconds to Jet in the lead. Just give him some airtime as he's been missing it a bit, but yeah, now it's really goes 3/10 between second and third, and it's the run to the hairpin. Just keep in behind. Just getting on the throttle a bit too quickly, and that'll have lost him his chance, I think, to overtake down the straight. And that lack of overtake mode, only having 9, 8, whatever, having quite a low percentage of ERS. But of course, just the idea might be to get him in the pit lane or something of that nature. Oh, we have a virtual safety car, and I'm not really sure what for because everyone seems to be moving fine. Oh no, they don't. This is well off the track. Well, not off the track, but off to the side. I can just about hear someone joining this time. I think.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Ah, right. I don't know what was wrong. Sorry.
So you were talking that time. So joint with just under a virtual safety car, and to be honest, I honestly don't know what it was for.
Everyone seems to be driving.
Although I do see, Big Puggy's in the pits, nose change and soft tyres, so maybe it's got something to do with him. What we do have is the Alpine of Yemen's actually, well, he's been jumped on actually. Krone seems to have, Krone seems to have got the jump on him on the restart, and now Big Puggy is actually being lapped as well. So how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, doing well.
Race, right?
It has been interesting so far. We've only had one DNF, and that's unfortunately was always Rick on lap 1.
Yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah, there's
caught up in the trouble because I saw Red Bull and McLaren side by side collapsing each other, and I do think Rick was the victim behind it, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, there was a few people caught up, unfortunately, that lap 1 incident, and always Rick, unfortunately, being one of them. Yeah. Just say if you can turn up the audio a little bit on your side, if you can, as well.
Oh, I will do it.
I just try to have a look because we do have gaps, so maybe some of the other questions might be that was in the press room might be interesting to go through. Whether some of the teams thinks they have a chance in the constructors. Weirdly enough, Al in the Red Bull says that he feels he's got no chance. The chances are low for the win in the constructors, but well, from what I could see from this race, maybe not. And Evil Master's back. Yeah, he's like backwards was the word I was actually looking for there. Just as I'm looking at something else. crazy stuff starts happening on the grid.
Yeah. He lost it in turn 3.
Oh, he just couldn't control it. Either that or he gave up, but I think it was more to do with not being able to turn in at all, because you could see the wheel turning, but the car just wouldn't turn.
Rick had exactly the same in lap 1. This might be a safety car situation.
No. It could be, it's not. But it's actually that's a shame for Evil Master, who's actually was having a decent race until his first spin, and then obviously whatever happened there put pain to his race completely, as we see a very tight battle here for P9, sorry, and it's Dragos and the Williams car as well. This is why you keep going, because you never know what could happen. Like, you could be lapped but still end up in what would be the points in a full season race rather than pre-season.
Exactly, and Dragos must be happy already. They wanted the top 10 finish. Oh, and Chick's losing.
Yeah, he's round. He's just maybe pushing too hard though. That's just fine. He gets through. Yeah, I think he's pushing too hard there, and now he's just trying to get control of the car, and that's actually one of the hardest things to do. Is once you've spun it, to get control of the car at low speeds is actually quite difficult. And that's kind of split the grid up again. But Cosmo, as you're saying, he said top 10. He's sitting in 7th now. And Dragos as well, sitting in 9th. He said top 10. So, yeah, it's actually very interesting. Like, some drivers will actually be really happy that they're meeting what they were hoping, and in fact, meeting what they were hoping.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Dragos driving the no assist is always nice if you get a decent wrestle in.
Dragos no assist. Well, he's definitely doing a good job. I don't. If someone can remind me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think he's actually had a spin, which is interesting. I know some people that I think do use assists have been spinning, but him with no assists has been absolutely. I wouldn't say on rails, because I don't think you can be on rails in this game, but yeah, I think he's been doing a good job. So Cosmo's catching Rishi. We do have quite a few supporters for Rishi in the chat who might not be happy in a few laps time, depending what Cosmo can do. Of course, him being on much fresher mediums than everyone else that is still really in this race. Although I look around and see that there's not many people or not many of the drivers are got used to handling how much ERS to use. There's a lot of low ERS bars around, which is really making it difficult for them to overtake. Is something that I've noticed from some of the drivers anyway. Although we have had seen some amazing battling for positions, and I think soon we'll be starting to see second pit stops, and that will really show us where people actually are on the grid. Dragos actually into the pits now.
Yeah, I'm quite amazed, by the way, by how many people just choosing the medium tires and not take the hards to the end.
Yep. Hards are, in my opinion anyway, hards are quite well, bad. I think that's the one word to use. And I think it's probably quicker to do a two-stop than use the hards, but I did expect maybe some of the ones that started on mediums to maybe try that, but in the end that's not really happened, as Yaman has really lost ground on Krone. Is into the pits first, so he's going to try an undercut to try and catch back up to the Mercedes, or even pass him. We'll see what happens there. And Al in the Red Bull into the pits as well. He lost a couple of positions at the front, so at the beginning. So imagine that it was possibly the Red Bull that was side by side with the McLaren, who ended up backwards at the beginning. And in case, that's just make sure. I could be wrong, so don't take my word as being correct on that one. But here we go, now we got battles. Cosmo coming up on Rishi, and he does get past. It's on the middle DRS straight. It's not where you would usually see some overtakes, but it's where we're seeing it today. And into the hairpin goes the Alpine, almost going 3 wide at this point. And might have actually got there at some point, but Rishi has now lost 2 positions, down to 6th, of course, after some pit stops. DRS though for Rishi.
He is doing great on the 17 laps of medium.
Absolutely
Still
keeping up with. I'm surprised it was Cosmo that got the warning how quick Yemen went into that. I guess they both probably got warnings there. So that's Cosmo on some penalties. Penalty update for everyone. Cosmo's got 6, Dex got 9, so he could be in a bit of trouble from people behind. Yemen though only on 3, and Rishi only on 3 as well.
Cosmo even gained 7 positions, having a great race with no gear reserve.
Yeah, he's I do believe as much. Yeah, he will have to stop, I guess, unfortunately, because he started mediums and went on to another set of mediums, but he might be on softs to the end, so it could be, yeah, I think it could be a really good race for him still. As you can see the gaps as well, so very good chance that that he'll come back out in a quite decent position. As Rishi into the pits as well, and let's see, yeah, Cosmo's actually really keeping up with Yemen.
Rishi going for the softs.
Yeah, with 11 laps to go, a slight stretch.
Teammate also going for the pit now, and Big Puggy going for the hards, used hards.
Yeah, he's already been on his hards. He's had a difficult day in the office, if I'm right. That's his 5th stop. I don't think he's about to do a Jensen Button from 2011. Although I've seen crazier things. Not particularly the Jensen Button thing, to be fair, but I have seen crazier things. Dragos, he also went in hards a little earlier as well. He's had Huss come out right in front of him, which should mean he's quicker, but he might have just nicked the wall a little bit. So I guess this is more a formality that we're watching here, but it's a pass for the lead, and Jet gets through. I think Grun kinda wanted to fight it, although it would be rather pointless. He's 19, almost 20 seconds ahead of Yaman, which means that he's almost got a pit stop on him.
Yeah, but if I'm right, the gap between Jetfish and Kron was about 9 seconds, so I don't know what happened with Jetfish.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kron's just into the pits. That might explain it partially. Let's just see, will he come out ahead of Yemen? If he doesn't, he's on softs anyway. So I think the Mercedes has got the jump on the field in terms of strategy. Maybe not quite the pace that the Red Bull has had, but in terms of strategy, I think he's got it. And like yep, there we go. He comes out ahead, doesn't lose a position.
Great work from Grande here.
Yeah.
Now we can chase down Jetfish. We've seen 19 seconds is already enough.
Yeah, you can really close that down if you just get the tyres warmed up and just go for it. Can the tyres hold on? That's the main question. I think that's Huss into the pits. Oh, it's brand new mediums. He's got to change the wing. Must have missed something there. It's a wing change and soft tyres for Huss in the Ferrari. Cosmo just starting to lose touch with the Alpine.
Jetfish is still not pitting, so this is an opportunity for Kron to make the undercut work if he can find the space.
I think Jetfish may have already pitted. I think that's.
Did he do already? Oh yeah, he's already. He went for the mediums again.
Yeah, he went mid. Oh, that's Nath. Nath's off at turn 2, or the exit of turn 2. He's really struggling in this race. Let's just see who that is coming up behind him. It's Rishi, so he's been lapped by the Ferrari in 7th place. And he's, yeah, unfortunately for him, having a really difficult one. But you know what? Cosmo is really impressive. I'm just going to check, in fact, in case I'm wrong. No, he's still only one stop, and I'm pretty sure he started on the mediums, and therefore will have to pit again. But him being able to keep pace with Yemen, with really much older medium tyres, is a really good showing.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. But it's a bit of a shame if he pits. Yeah, he might lose around 4, maybe 5 positions.
Yeah.
But he's doing good, really well.
Cosmo would come out in either 8th or 9th if he pitted right now. But again, would be on softs, so I can see him making a few positions himself. Something that I'm noticing just at the front. Actually, I'll keep the stream on Cosmo though. What I'm noticing at the front is actually Kron is not catching Jet at all. In fact, I think the gap is widening at the front. It just shows the pace that Jetfish has at this track in Canada. And it's
Yamin's just disconnected, I guess.
Oh yeah,
he might lose his T3 here.
X marks the disconnection unless it's really bad internet. I didn't notice that as I was off board, but that's a big shame. He's been having a great race, and now it could be all over. Didn't actually see anything saying that he had disconnected, but that could just be me not seeing that because I was concentrating on what was going on. But what that's actually allowed is Deck and Al to kind of close in. So this is going to become a very interesting battle at the end of this.
I'm trying to get him back in as co-commentator.
Okay, he's saying that his internet's fine, but there's obviously some sort of possibly game issue here, which is a shame. Hopefully we can get the hopefully EA and Codemasters can work on that and improve the. Oh, that was still a dangerous one, but it managed to pull off. Yeah, can hopefully fix servers. it's just a shame that it's probably cost him a podium place in this race, but we do have... Oh, and I think Dex just lost it as well.
I think there's a glitch because even you left the server, the session.
Yeah, and I've gone as well. In fact, it's ended the race for me. Everyone's disconnected.
What a shame.
Oh, that is not what you want to see.
I can't invite you either.
Yeah, according to this, I'm still in the the session. The race has actually ended. I'm seeing a podium right now.
This is just weird.
I've never seen anything like this happening.
No, me neither. I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, I'm assuming everyone's probably seen what I just seen, which is a podium ceremony. And we've all been knocked into our own servers, our own separate servers. But yeah, I think that's going to have to be it from us. So it's a bit of an anti-climax. Didn't get to see the final stints, and see how the race would pan out. But I guess as much as it's an anti-climax, what we did get to see was a good race. And Backer, you did get to join us eventually.
Yeah, so, eventually I got.
So thanks for joining us, everyone, and we hope to... Well, I'll be racing tomorrow if the servers can handle it and in high gear. And join us next week again for the start of the main season. See you all then.